And could this have been prevented? What do passengers need to know before they board a ship? I'm sure these are all questions people have now. Captain Paul Leyda of the California Maritime Academy has more, and he joins us live via phone from Vallejo. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
First question here, you know, when we look at this as normal people or travelers, we say, oh my gosh, how horrific. But you knowing the ins and outs of a ship and how it's supposed to work, what was your first reaction to seeing this?
I would say my first reaction was the same as everybody else. How could this happen? Why did it happen? It's really too bad because these things are fairly rare given the number of people that travel by sea every year.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on a bunch of cruises. Captain, I thought I'd never see this with my own two eyes. Again, given that you're in the industry, were you shocked that this happened?
Well, this is a nightmare that any ship's captain has over and over, that something like this might happen that you might end up being responsible for. A ship can always sink. The Titanic was an unsinkable ship, yet she sank. And so it's hard to realize when you're on these mammoth vessels that really, at the end of the day, the shell plating is only about 3/4 of an inch thick.
Wow. You know, I guess we're asking you to speculate, how can something like this happen? And I'm assuming negligence is the only possible way.
Well, my conjecture would also be human error in that perhaps the captain transited a close passage to the coast where there was insufficient water and ended up dragging the side of the vessel along a rocky outcropping. And this is the kind of accident that most naval architects don't envision, because normally maybe ships might collide and you punch a hole in her and she will not sink. But when you open up that many adjacent compartments to the sea, then there is catastrophic flooding, and things like this are potentially possible.
There are reports that the passengers on board this ship, that some went through a drill for safety drill, others did not. What's the protocol for this?
Well, normally you're required to have a passenger drill within 24 hours after boarding. And on this ship's itinerary, as I was looking at it, perhaps they're picking up passengers in the intermediate ports, and they were not scheduled to have that drill for maybe the next morning or something. So this might be a regulatory change, that if ships are going to pick up intermediate passengers, that either as a group or somehow they are oriented to the traffic or to the safety procedures on the ship.
And one last thing, and just a quick answer: is this, having seen this, should people who are planning cruises be worried?
No, I don't think so. I think what you should do is be sure to treat safety and the drills seriously, because you never know when something might happen, and it's really ultimately up to the passengers to inform themselves.
Well, Captain, thank you for your time. I know a couple of really fine young people that have graduated from your academy, and I know that you are very highly rated as a great value in higher education. Thanks for your time this morning.
You are very welcome.
You betcha.